The question is carbon dioxide gas is dissolved in water due to dipole-dipole interactions, greater molecular mass of carbon dioxide, ion dipole interactions, or hydrogen bonding. In order to answer the question, we first need to study the structures of carbon dioxide and water to understand what kind of bonding occurs between the two. A water molecule consists of two hydrogen atoms placed at an angle of 104.5 degree with an oxygen in between, while the Lewis dot structure of carbon dioxide consists of a carbon central atom with double bonds to each of the two oxygen atoms at an angle of 180 degree. Since we know that the electronegativity of oxygen is 3.44, which is more as compared to hydrogen, which has 2.2, the shared electron pairs are drawn more towards oxygen, giving it a partial negative charge, and partial positive charges appear on the two hydrogen atoms of water molecules. Due to the creation of these positive and negative poles, the molecule of water becomes a dipolar molecule. In simple words, it is a polar molecule. Since the partial positive hydrogen of one water molecule attracts the partial negative oxygen of another water molecule, a bonding occurs called hydrogen bonding, which is a bonding of hydrogen with the more electronegative atom like oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, or any other atom consisting of lone pair of electrons. In case of carbon dioxide, the electronegativity difference between carbon and oxygen is 1, which makes the bonds polar as the shared electron pair is drawn more towards oxygen at the both ends, giving it a partial negative charge, and partial positive charge appears on carbon. However, the two polar bonds are at 180 degrees to each other, so the dipoles cancel out. Therefore, the bond between carbon and oxygen is not as polar as the bond between hydrogen and oxygen of water. But it is polar enough that carbon dioxide can dissolve in water, as the polar areas of carbon dioxide attract the opposite polar areas of water. Diagrammatically, the oxygen of carbon dioxide forms intermolecular hydrogen bonding with hydrogen of water molecules. So the correct answer is D. Carbon dioxide gas is dissolved in water due to hydrogen bonding. Now the solubility of carbon dioxide depends on temperature and pressure. As you can see in graph, the solubility increases at low temperature and high pressure. Some examples of carbon dioxide dissolved in water are soda or carboxylated water, which contains carbon dioxide gas dissolved in sterilized water at high pressure, and aerated drinks such as Coca-Cola and Pepsi.